Innovation and Tech Talks with Paul and Ants.
3, 2, 1. All right, welcome to the Paul and Ants podcast, episode 1.
The first one.
The first one.
The very first. Episode 1, A New Hope. No, episode 1, The Bantha Venice.
I wonder how many times that joke has been made.
Never been made before. Nobody ever jokes about Star Wars ever. Because
Right.
it's not culturally relevant. Nobody's ever really even seen the originals. People really got into it in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then no buzz around the last one, no buzz around this new one.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Well, it just so happens... this is Anthony, by the way. What an intro.
It's funny because you're saying Anthony, we said Paul and Ants. That's your nickname. So.
Am I not supposed to give my real name? Or am I
Yeah.
supposed to stick to my...
No. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to title a podcast something, you should probably announce yourself as the name that's in the
It's a
podcast.
shorthand for my real name.
Right.
It's like Cher is short for Jeremy. I don't know what her full name is.
Off to a great start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now Cher is is what we're talking about today, right?
Something else that's also very culturally relevant.
Culturally relevant and
Remember when she was in that movie with what's his face from Malcolm in the Middle?
I'm just gonna say yes.
That spy movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Cher was like the
With Frankie Muniz?
yeah, Frankie Muniz. Yeah,
No.
yeah, she was in that. He was in like a kind of like a Spy Kids movie. I want to say, Agent Cody Banks was the
Oh
name
my
of the
God.
movie.
Cher was in that?
I want to say Cher was in the
Who
movie.
did Cher play?
I think Cher was like. I mean, I could be getting this totally wrong, and I could be like, but I want to say that she was his romantic interest. In the
Oh
movie.
no, okay.
No, I just remember
There's-
a scene where they're in bed together.
Okay, now we're getting into slander. We're one episode in.
This is why we need like a guy here to just look up things that we say and make sure they're
And just make
factually
sure that we don't
accurate.
get sued
Yeah.
and canceled one episode in.
Yeah, we actually wanted to talk about Star Wars, of course. Like,
No, I wanted to talk more about Cher movies. Remember Mask?
right? We
No,
wait, Cher's in Mask.
Yes, she was
You mean the Mask with Jim Carrey? Or
No,
you talking-
Mask.
I don't know any other.
There's
like,
that movie,
Mask
the
movies.
kid that had he had like a disease.
What are you talking
Remember?
about? No.
All right, let's move on because we're not.
What is
gonna go
this?
nowhere. Look it up on your computer. It's called Mask. It's about that kid. He had a.
I say we should go no computers unless there's someone like.
Let's go no computers for this tech magazine podcast.
Right. Yeah. Let's just keep it.
Right.
Let's just say incorrect things.
Okay.
All the
Let's say
time.
incorrect things.
You can come up with movies that don't exist, and I'll come up with
I swear-
romantic entanglements between Frankie Muniz and some other person. It'll be
Mine-
variable from episode to episode.
Mine can't be counted as slander, though. If we're being fair.
That's not slander. I'm saying that he was in a movie. That would have been a fictional, thing anyway.
This is why we need Andrew here, is because he's a.
If it's a podcast and it's on a magazine's website, is it slander or is it libel?
This seems like one of those SAT questions.
I think it's still slander.
Why not?
Because it has to be written down. It has to just be written down for it to be libel, right?
I think so. I don't really know.
I don't know that either.
All right, that's next week's topic.
Yeah, next week's
Libel.
topic.
We'll just commit as much libel as possible.
That would be
and see.
great to start off with like Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
Just to ride those coattails and then just go right into copyright law.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really gonna keep them listening.
Something that the kids could get into.
Well, we took a look at the recently released Last Jedi trailer.
Yeah.
Episode 8. Highly anticipated, I would say, or moderately anticipated.
I would say highly, probably.
Okay. High to moderate. That's how you describe illnesses. High to moderate.
I feel like that if you say high to moderate, you're an optimist.
Really?
It's usually moderate to high, so it's like someone with low
The
expectations.
glass is moderately to high full.
Yeah.
For that.
I'm gonna
person.
go high to moderate.
All right.
Full. I don't know. You can't say high. Something's highly full. Though.
I just feel like the episode 7 trailer, when that came out, everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
But this one I haven't heard as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did just watch it, and it's been out for 6 days. I think you're very much in the minority there.
Well, I also haven't spoken to anybody in those 6 days. I was just in a,
You were sick.
I've been like a hermit for those
Well,
days.
you were sick and you didn't watch the trailer. I don't understand that. Like,
I skimmed
that's
the
the
trailer.
perfect time to watch a whole bunch of stuff.
I skimmed the trailer and waited for some explosions to happen. They happened.
The first time I watched Star Trek, I had the flu, and that was like the perfect time to watch, because that's an investment, right? You have to be bedridden for 6 days to
So you
get.
have to be kind of delusional.
You have to be kind of delusional
To be
and just
watching it.
ready, just prepared to dig in for hours and hours of lore.
I've never watched Star Trek still, after all these years.
Really.
Yeah.
Wait until you get like a 7-day illness
I
or
heard
something
it's
like
not
that.
nearly as good as Star Wars.
Very debatable, sir.
I'm just kidding. That's
Yeah.
one of those wars that I don't want to get into.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you just can't judge them on the same level. They're not of the same genre, really. I mean, I guess they're both sci-fi, but they're just both trying to do like vastly different things. Like,
Right.
it's really not worth comparing them.
I was listening to somebody that made a good point. With Star Wars, there's no, you never see you barely see people eat, and there's almost no romance for the most part.
Yeah,
There's barely any hinting of romance.
well, it's kind of like that in Star Trek too for a while, especially TNG. I mean, The Next Generation. I'm
TNG,
sorry.
wow.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's
Inside
like
baseball here.
yeah. But it's kind of the creator of Star Trek wanted to keep them very almost clinical, not totally inhuman, but they were supposed to be evolved versions of humanity. So they weren't violent. They were very intelligent. They cared about each other. They were very compassionate, but at the same time, they were they're real people. So I mean, he showed them almost like robots. They were like robots. Almost,
Didn't seem that advanced when Shatner was punching that guy in the plastic.
Oh, so you've seen that one?
The guy in the rubber monster costume.
Yeah.
A little bit violent there.
Well, that episode ends with a peaceful message. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
It really does.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it's a classic episode, despite the terrible choreography.
Does him and the alien find common ground and break space bread together? And
I wish. That'd be great.
What was because back to food in Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
What was the stuff that Luke and his aunt and uncle were eating and drinking?
She breaks up some stuff I remember that looks like celery, and she puts it into what is not a blender. Definitely not.
Because they don't have blenders.
It's making a weird sound. And
what if they have an R2-D2 that just does all of that?
what's really funny is to watch them trying to mime eating off the plates when you the only thing that's really in front of them is that the infamous blue milk or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's I know this one. It's Bantha milk.
What?
Those big furry mammoth-looking things. It's their milk, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Am I wrong? Okay.
I have no idea. I think it's Bantha too. With
Is it Bantha?
TH, yeah.
Really?
So you don't know how to pronounce Bantha, but
Halfway there.
but you know that the scene from
And I know where that milk comes from. Don't quote me on that.
That's where I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says I know where
That's
that
gonna be
milk
in
comes
the.
from.
Some podcasts open with quotes from the episode.
Yeah.
Don't edit it so
Yeah.
that opens with that.
That's
please.
good. Yeah.
I've got enough bad PR going for me as it is.
Yeah, but I mean the milk was supposed to taste terrible or whatever. But let's talk
Milk
about.
in general tastes terrible, but
I like milk. I'm a fan. No one wants to hear about this. No one wants to hear about whether we
this
like
is a
milk
tech.
or not.
This is a tech magazine podcast. People want to know my opinions on milk.
I feel like I feel like everyone will listen to everything now.
What do you mean?
Well, because just on YouTube, if it's there, if it's consumable, if it's formatted decently, people will sit through anything. I watched people play video games.
See, I've never gotten into that. The Let's Players.
Yeah.
Because I've watched people review games and movies quite a bit. I love reviews, but I don't think I could just sit down there and watch somebody playing a video game and commenting. Outside of Conan with Clueless Gamer and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is featured in our spring issue, by the way.
Very nice play.
Aaron Blair from...
Right, yeah, that was a cool interview.
Yeah, that was a really fun one.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Anywho, outside of milk and Let's Plays, moving back to the Star Wars trailer, though.
Right.
What did you think overall?
I have a hard time coming up with a judgment on trailers in general, other than it's good, it's well crafted, and it makes me want to see the movie. But I feel like like I think we were talking about this once before. Like every trailer is so good at that now. They have perfected the art of trailer editing to the point where I think it's because of all the short form media out there right now with YouTube, and other media. Like people are so attuned to that short form style that we're really good at making those videos now. Really good at making like the 2 to 3 minute video. And so trailers are like, they're fantastic every time, even if the movie is terrible. Like the Suicide Squad was one of the best examples of
Great
that.
trailer, yeah.
Great trailer. I watched it online. I was streaming through a website, which we can talk about that at some point, because I know you're very opinionated on that.
Wait, you're streaming the trailer?
Yeah, no, I was streaming the whole film.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't come after me, Warner Brothers. But I was only streaming it for about 10 minutes, and I couldn't finish watching it.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't finish watching it.
Wait, 10 minutes in?
10 minutes in.
Seriously?
I couldn't finish it.
I don't think I've ever only been 10 minutes into a movie and couldn't watch the rest.
Well, especially when you're getting it for free,
True. Yeah. But I don't break the law.
Right. Sure.
Topic for another day.
That's right, yeah.
But overall, the trailer, my only thing with it was, and it's a good and a bad thing, it didn't really show you much of anything. Those all could have kind of been scenes from the last movie. You have
except
Princess Leia with
Luke Skywalker was in the movie, or in the trailer rather.
But he was in the movie. The last movie
not
too.
Really.
That could have been the very last line of the last movie. It all just seemed like it didn't show me anything really new.
Yeah.
Which is really what, and especially because that wasn't really like a full trailer. That was kind of a teaser.
Yeah.
It's supposed to kind of, very, very mysterious, but instead you see, angry Kylo Ren, which we've seen.
Right. Yeah.
You see he still has Darth Vader's helmet, but it just is more decrepit. I think he broke it. It looks like.
Right.
He's still holding on to that thing.
They have to have Darth Vader. They got to shoehorn old Vader in there somehow.
We got to sell those Darth Vader coffee cups.
You have to be able to put them on the cereal boxes. Yeah.
But he's still hanging on to it. It looked like it was in worse shape than last time too.
Yeah.
Just get a glass case. It's not that hard.
He just likes messing with it, I think.
I assume he's some kind of millionaire, right? Do they have a lot of money?
Was that like Darth Vader's ashes in the last movie, like on that pedestal or whatever, or was that just sand?
I think that was just sand. Wait, with his helmet?
Yeah, remember that?
It was just his helmet.
Yeah, why is there sand there?
It's
I thought they were like his ashes.
It's got some grains on it.
Why?
It can burn.
Why would he put just a pedestal with sand on it and
I think
it's got to be his ashes.
The helmet. Haven't you ever burned a nice helmet?
It's like a plastic helmet, dude.
No, it's some kind of
some space
plastic.
Okay, whatever, but
So you know how space plastic works?
Yeah, okay, whatever. I guess we're getting sidetracked with the sand thing.
I disagree.
Easter eggs. What is that? What's the deal with that sand?
There's your Easter. See,
I don't think that. Yeah.
But the problem is that's the only thing you're curious about after that trailer.
Well, I think the Easter egg thing is like what you're saying that there's nothing revealed in the trailer.
I didn't see anything that made me curious as to what's going on or what. It kind of just seemed like the same as what happened in the last movie.
Yeah, well, that's where you get these people with these like 10 to 20 minute long videos. Who are we to talk in this podcast? Is going to be like 30 to 40 minutes long.
Right.
But analyzing every frame of the trailer. I feel like with the Star Wars thing, they can't really show too much because they have literal Star Wars scholars out there who are just like they're like Harrison Ford in Blade Runner, where he's like staring in front of the computer monitor and he's like enhance, and it's just like looking into the mirror of the with the reflection of the thing at a certain angle, and he's gonna get the the evidence that way. That's what they're doing. They're looking at it that closely.
They're enhancing an image of Daisy Ridley making those little rocks float.
Yes.
Which actually did look kind of cool.
They'll be like, they're not really rocks. They're, it's some kind of...
Oh, they're Infinity Stones.
Yes.
For the big crossover.
That's right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So they can't really do that much. Because they've got, so many eyes on it.
I just wanted a little bit of mystery. Make me wonder who's, what's going on.
What do you want? You're saying that they didn't give away anything, and now you're saying you want mystery. That's what the whole thing is.
They didn't give you anything to be curious about, I don't think.
Except for the whole movie. which isn't that what a teaser does?
But I didn't see anything that was just like, oh, I wonder what that is, or what's going on.
Oh, I
there.
guess that's true.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
what's going on there? I mean, the Jedi must end. Or
So
whatever.
they're just gonna rebrand as like the Jedos. Or something? They're just gonna when he says the Jedi must
That'd be
end,
really
is
funny.
he planning on just like
The Jedi must end. We must rebrand.
we gotta rebrand, you know?
Time
Hey, a lot of people talk about the Jedi that is so 30. It's like when a sports team says, okay, you know,
Jedi, short for Jedediah. Another like
Jedediah.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're just like, okay, you know, we don't look cool anymore.
Right.
We don't sound cool. We need a new mascot. We need all of this. That's what Luke's doing.
Yeah.
He's just like, this used to be cool. Let's try something new.
Someone made a meme of like Luke, like the two pictures of Luke. One where he's like an idealistic young guy who's like fighting the system.
Yeah.
You know, and it like juxtaposed that with like the image of him now as like some like wizened professor who's like cynical and like there's nothing, we can't do anything.
Right.
You know, we're never gonna change the system or whatever.
Yeah. Well, okay. Not to criticize Luke Skywalker, this fictional character. Why didn't he help anybody in the last movie? Didn't he know that bad stuff was going on?
We're gonna find out. Probably because he, you know,
I think he knew what was going. They could have.
he doesn't look quite ready for action. If I'm being totally honest,
You
here.
think he's like?
He's not gonna be charging into battle, leading the troops there.
He's a very powerful person.
He is. He's a powerful
Could have
guy.
helped him out a little bit. He could have saved his old buddy. Spoiler alert. Do I need to say that anymore? It's a year old.
No, everyone's seen it.
He could have saved his good buddy Chewbacca from being put down. No,
Put down? Oh my God! They like
sorry.
euthanized Chewbacca.
that would be if they put that like a guess of that at the trailer. I'd be really curious if
One of these characters will be euthanized. You know it's Chewbacca because they wouldn't use euthanize.
or if they're at like the Star Wars version of a veterinarian's office and they're just like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, he got bitten by a rabid Wookiee.
Right.
And then, you know, Leia's just like, no, he's my Wookiee. I'll take care of it.
Oh
and
my God.
He's got a blaster.
That is awful.
That would make me curious. No good?
I mean, I say I would greenlight it, but I would greenlight a lot of things if I were in control of what gets released to the
Old
public.
Chewie. It would be a spin-off where...
Oh my God. That is such a
Chewbacca-
great idea.
Chewbacca gets rabies.
Trademark.
I'm writing that down.
That is so good.
By saying the word trademark, by the way, nobody listening to this can steal it, right?
Well, we're about to get into the copyright law and all that.
Okay,
next
oh, good,
podcast,
all right.
so, yeah,
We're
old
still
Chewy.
We're still just waiting.
So funny. And then they make a dog, like a dog food brand. Old
That's
Chewy.
another thing. Did Chewie eat like human food or did he eat dog food?
He ate like in Return of the Jedi. Remember, there's that deer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the deer remains or whatever that's posted up. It's part of an Ewok trap.
Right. What did they know that he was coming, or what if it was just humans? They'd be like, "Well, that's gross. Let's not go anywhere near that."
Do they ever address the fact that Ewoks like eat humanoid creatures?
Wait, what?
Well, yeah, I mean they do. They're about to eat them, right?
They
C3
were?
for a feast for C3PO because he was like their god and everything.
No, I think they were just going to sacrifice them.
No, he said you are part of a banquet in my honor.
I
You
think
are to be
they
the
were
main
supposed to-
course in a banquet in my honor. He says that.
What exit is that? Who is that?
That's C3PO.
That's C-3PO.
It's supposed to be
Do
C3PO.
it one more time. Sorry.
I'm not doing that again.
Oh, just one more time.
You are to be the main course in a banquet in my honor. I can't do a C3PO.
I don't even know who that is. It Dudley Do-Right?
I don't know.
who that
I
sounds
don't
like.
know what that is.
I don't even know who that he sounds like either.
C3PO was actually, when I was a kid, before I'd ever even seen Star Wars,
Right.
I think I saw a picture of C3PO in some kind of toy catalog or whatever. And I remember, like, I don't know, whenever you see things, like, when you're a kid, that familiarity, like, automatically makes you that your, like, favorite thing in the
Right.
movie. And I was like, C3PO is my favorite character. He really was, like, the first time I watched it, because I was like, I've seen that thing before.
Right.
But, I mean, he's, like, the worst character in Star Wars.
My favorite character is the one that doesn't do any combat and
Right.
he gets hurt a lot as well.
Yeah,
Honest.
yeah. You'd think he'd be able to... I mean, if he did combat, though, he'd be, like, a terrifying thing.
Well, yeah, what if he like finally in this next one just gets
Chokes a stormtrooper to death
Yes.
with his like
In the most-
extremely strong robotic
right?
hand.
Well, okay, so what happened to his right arm
Oh, I think that's
or left arm
I
or
think
something?
I think his right arm was. I think the whole only reason he has a right arm is to just get you to ask that question. It's like when they change some really minor details. Like now we can make a whole movie about this.
Right.
Like, how did?
And also, not to get back to Chewie so much.
Yeah.
He's the only one that has not aged at all. Shouldn't he have like a little gray hair?
We don't know
or...
how Wookiees age, dude.
Say what?
We don't know how Wookiees age.
They're basically
Wookiees
just
could be
dogs.
like Superman or like, like Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z, where they age slower than the rest of us.
They do?
I think so.
Really?
Pretty sure.
That's right. So like, because they keep making more and more Dragon Ball storylines. Like in another 50 years, we're finally going to have like an octogenarian version of Goku,
Oh
right?
my god, dude, that's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
But you're probably right,
Think about it.
or maybe you're wrong. I
I'm
don't
probably
know.
wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about, really.
Well, these solid franchises just have such a like longer lifespan than
Than
that
any
old
of us.
stuff.
Isn't that a weird
Oh
idea?
my God,
Star
yeah.
Wars is going to be around so much longer than you or me.
Well, it's already outlasted who knows how many people.
That's true. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. Sorry.
I always think about that.
I just left my body for a second.
Because there
I
are
was
people
thinking-
out there, like, this was a big thing when Star Wars Awakens, the Force
Star Wars
Awakens,
Awakens?
the Force Awakens or whatever came out. Like, right before it was released in theaters, there were people who were chronically ill, terminally ill, I mean, and they, I
Oh,
remember
that's
this.
right.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
had
remember
like
that.
they had a screening, but it sounds actually kind of terrible in a way. Like, they had a screening for these people to watch Star Wars: The Force Awakens, before like they passed on.
Right.
I say it's terrible because like of all the things to experience, like it's a pretty
I think
decent movie.
Think
But
about if it's something you're really excited about, though. Like, that would be...
what if you were disappointed?
You can be, like, the only person that can see it.
I just imagine those people like signing NDAs, not to give away.
Nope, they did.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had to.
Yeah.
There's not really that much There's one big thing you can spoil. Outside of that, is there really anything you can spoil from the movie?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Pretty much nothing, right?
Yeah. That was like the biggest criticism of the movie is it followed
Mark
like,
Hamill's
formula.
beard. That was the big spoiler.
That's a good beard, dude.
See,
It's a solid
he pulls
beard.
off the beard well.
Yeah, I like that beard.
Wish I could pull off the beard.
Do you think they're gonna have like any more of those like really bad CG characters like that bartender or whatever?
No such thing. What are you talking about?
Do you think? What do you
mean in
think about
20
that
years
one?
when J.J. Abrams comes out with his special edition version of Force Awakens and we get CGI'd like...
Oh, I mean, they had in the Rogue One the Grand Moff Tarkin thing. They got a lot of criticism for
and Princess
that.
Leia, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They had both of them
man,
like
that's
photoshopped
awful.
in, right?
Oh yeah, that was super uncanny valley.
What they should have done was what Conan used to do and just had the image of the person and then somebody in the mouth hole just talking for them.
Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like the orange, yeah, they should have done that. That's what I would have done if I was the director.
Conan O'Brien. Why did he have like a Mexican accent or something?
Did he?
He did. He was like, Conan, it's me. I don't know.
It was a mixture of like 6 different accents
My
that he was
accents
trying to do.
aren't happening today.
It was the equivalent of your C-3PO, if I remember right. Moving right along, we haven't actually talked about the trailer
That's true.
that much.
Okay, well...
What do you think the plot is?
Okay. I think that... Okay, so I played... back in the day, I would play some of like the video games, the Star Wars video games, like for the PlayStation and stuff like that.
Yes.
You're like Jedi Outcast and stuff like that. And in those, like, Luke brings balance to the Force in a way. Kind of like the prequels prophecy sort of foretells. And it's that he chooses to disregard the binary dark side, light side system and instead opts to combine the two into like a balanced like force system. So a good force user, a true force user, like will combine both aspects of the dark and the light.
Luke Skywalker, known communist.
I think so.
learning from that.
I think so.
Really?
I think it's gonna be he's gonna be like a communist. I think
Really?
he's gonna be like you need to upset the system, like Because why else would he like leave and go to this island away from civilization?
Lazy. He's just
He
like,
could just be lazy.
Listen,
what is he eating?
He's collecting like his space social security checks and just like, I don't. They can figure this one out, man. I already lasted through like 2 or 3 different battles.
He's eating midichlorians.
Yeah, what is he eating?
He's not. There's nothing there. You could fish, I guess.
He wouldn't need to fish. He just drags them out.
Oh my god, that's
right?
horrifying.
And then he just cooks them on his
He
lightsaber.
like drags a space shark out of the sea.
I wonder if that'd be delicious.
Shark is like screaming because it's a space shark, which scream.
So of course they scream. We all know that.
Yeah.
So that's what you think. So he's brought balance, and there's no dark side, light side.
Yes.
But then what?
Well, I don't know. Then he trains Rey to use both the light side of the Force and the dark side of the Force.
So he's gonna make her more evil.
No, I don't think it's a matter of evil. I think that like Luke, in my idea of Luke in this movie, is going to say that like the dark side's not evil. It's just like a representation of like it's just like an extension of your feelings, like as a human being. And it could be used for good or it could be used for bad. Because remember, in Return of the Jedi, Luke kind of uses the dark side to beat Darth Vader there at the end. He uses his rage, right? Like after Vader threatens to like recruit Leia, right? He's like, sister.
Really?
Your feelings have now betrayed her too.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he's like, no!
Right. Oh, if I remember right, they tripped him. He tripped Darth Vader into a dumpster and then said, see you later. Or what did Casey Jones say at the end of Ninja Turtles? That's what I was thinking of. He's just like,
I think he just says, like, see ya. No, he doesn't say garbage day. See ya.
I don't remember Luke getting really mad. I haven't actually seen...
Dude, he's pissed at the end.
Is he?
Yeah, he screams. He's like, ah. Yeah, he starts swinging really hard with his lightsaber.
Why is he so mad?
It's all messy and stuff. I haven't decided if we're cursing in this.
I mean, we're gonna edit.
Let's not curse it.
Use the P word a little bit ago.
The P word's not a word.
Really?
I don't know.
You can say it on Cartoon Network.
Can you really say?
Yeah, regular show.
Pissed on Adult Swim or like regular?
No, regular. Have you seen regular show?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this regular daytime programming.
No, the show regular show.
No.
With the talking blue jay and the talking gumball machine.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen clips of it on the internet.
They use that word.
Pissed, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
we used it 3 times now. That's our limit.
I guess we should just go full bore with it.
We get 3 each episode.
Yeah.
And then we can use it.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I think. I think Luke is going to be an advocate for balancing both the light and the dark side of the Force.
Okay.
And Rey's going to learn that. I think that's going to lead her to maybe extremism. Like I have thought from the very beginning that Rey is going to turn to the dark side. And like because it's just unexpected. It's an unexpected twist.
Yeah.
And like I just think that like you got to go there.
Right.
You got to do that because why not?
Right.
I think that's how these people make these movies. They're like, let's do this because like it would surprise people.
Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting twist.
What about you?
Really.
What do you think?
I think the Rebels have run out of space money at the very end because the last battle they lost so many ships.
Right, Pizza Hut.
So they have to have an intergalactic car wash for most of it. Mm-hmm. So they have the Millennium Falcon in, and they kind of just get all their buddies in, and then they find out that the Sith have a competing car wash across the street, and it's all about their battle to get the most space cars.
Is that the actual plot of Car Wash? Like the movie Car Wash?
I've never seen the movie Car Wash.
That's the movie from the 70s that created the song.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Dude, Car Wash is from a movie. It was like the song of the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
The song? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen the source material of the song.
Oh, dude,
Car Wash.
I mean, I haven't either.
Really? Okay.
Nobody has, but it's not a good movie. But the song is really like it's like Flashdance, except Flashdance was legitimately at least okay movie.
Fantastic.
Car Wash nobody saw, but the of course song is a big
How
deal.
does that happen where the song is better than the movie?
I don't know.
Wild Wild West. The Will Smith song?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
but Wild Wild West is like heavily sampled from something. What is it? I remember he did that with all his
We can
like
edit this part
because
out,
it's like
right?
Send Me, Forget Me Nots is like Men in
I'm
Black.
pretty sure he wrote all the music for it.
Okay, right.
I don't think he
right.
sampled anything. Would you argue, though, that's better known than the movie?
Then Car Washes?
No, the
Wild Wild
the
West?
song.
Oh, absolutely not. No, love Wild Wild West.
The movie?
Love it. Love that movie.
I don't know if we've ever actually seen
I think
it.
that movie like was panned at the time critically, right? I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't think it was ever.
But I think that movie holds up so well as like a camp classic.
Yeah.
I think that's just like such great contemporary camp.
A lot of people blame it for kind of the beginning of the end for Will Smith. 'Cause
Really?
He was riding so high before that.
I think that movie's great. I think
Really?
I want. Do you think like people in our generation have like a negative view of that movie? Because I think they don't. I think everyone in their 20s loves that movie, Wild Wild West.
I don't think everyone I know is as pop culture obsessed as I am, so I don't think
Yeah.
they would. I think they would just be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I think they're just like got other things to worry about.
Right.
But not me. That's all I've got to worry about.
Yeah.
Is the Rotten Tomatoes rating of Wild Wild West.
Mm.
Moving right along though, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Star Wars. So you're the car wash theory. Is
The
what
car
you're
wash
sticking
theory.
with.
No, I don't know. I joked earlier that it might be just a straight up Empire Strikes Back, almost like because
Yeah.
Episode 7 was very much New Hope.
Right.
I don't think so. I think there might be somebody's going to go to the dark side.
Of
It's either
course.
going to be Luke or Rey
Right.
or C-3PO. The arm he got was actually sent to them from the Sith, and the arm will start turning against everybody.
The Sith just can't keep a hold of those limbs.
No, they can't. They have a whole limb thing. That is weird. Star Wars in general has a whole thing with like limbs.
Yeah.
Because C-3PO new arm.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker
Hand. Yeah.
Hands.
Anakin. Hand.
Anakin hands. Somebody else too.
Darth Maul. Torso.
What's his name? Count Dooku loses both hands.
And his head at the end.
Did he lose his head?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It chops
Yeah.
it up. Do it. Yeah.
Wonderful children's movie that was.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a gritty one.
I don't know about gritty.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, gritty's
Oh, yeah.
different. I would say
He just kills a bunch of children.
Yeah, but that's not gritty for me. I would say it's like a dark subject matter, but gritty. I think like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's got like it actually like looks gritty.
You know why it's not gritty for you? It doesn't have the in the soundtrack. That's always how you know it's going to be a gritty movie.
Well, like Inception.
Some nice bombs in it.
Bombs.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you-
think that's a gritty thing. I don't think that's a
Oh,
great
really?
trademark. Yeah.
There's a well-known gritty thing.
Yeah.
We can edit this part out, right?
No.
Okay, no, we're leaving it in.
No.
No. I don't know. Well, what's your overall like history with Star Wars, though?
We should really conclude this. Yeah, I agree. I sense what you're going.
Now that
for
we're at
there.
the very end, what's your? No, I actually am curious. Just like when, because you said you saw the action figures before the movies.
What's my overall my opinion of my impression of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that. I'll say this. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I can say that.
I just thought I'd give you an easy question to end the podcast with.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I think it's almost like a cop-out answer to say it's like a sign of the times sort of movie, but I almost say that like the ones of the 70s and 80s were, very, they're timeless, obviously, their subject matter, I mean, they're, it's like kind of like a Nibelungenlied or like some kind of folk story, it's got that quality to it where it's an epic tale, people have said, I'm not saying anything new here, like people say that this is, like our cultural epic for the American,
Well, what sets it up so well is the universe itself is timeless. The universe of Star Wars is pretty timeless.
I disagree. The third word in Star Wars is time.
What?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. But
I'm just
a long time ago,
terrible.
we drank Bantha milk,
Right.
and
Oh my god! What if that's how it ends? It's like it's like Planet of the Apes or something like that, and like, oh my
it's
god,
our planet.
it's our planet.
Damn you.
But they transport to our
It's going to end with B. Arthur's bar from the future from the Christmas special.
Yeah, I know.
Star Wars Christmas special.
I knew you were going there.
Nobody listening is going to know what I'm talking about. Which was, I didn't know that was not a well-known thing to people.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was talking to my mom about it. She's like, I don't know what you're.
I think in our generation it is more well known because of the internet.
Because it aired once, and George Lucas was like, no, please burn this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mark Hamill has a weird, cakey, waxy makeup.
He doesn't look right. I don't know what it is.
Really weird. Yeah.
And he has that weird, just like, come on now, give us a smile.
Give us a smile, Mala. And Mala does, and you're like, scarred for life.
Please no.
You see that in your nightmares afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, we should wrap this up.
Yes, we should.
So stay tuned for next time when we talk about random things in a random order. Yeah.
We'll pick a topic hastily 10 minutes before we start.
Yes.
And then not really talk about the topic itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds
Stay
good.
tuned for that.
Stay tuned, people.
All right.
Until then, I'm Ants with Innovation in Tech Today.
And I'm Paul with Innovation in Tech Today.
We really could have consolidated that.
I think that was all right.
All right, cool. Well, then, never mind.
All right.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.
One of these things? Have a good week, everybody.
What? We're back next week, right?
Oh yeah, right. Well, I mean, but what if they're listening to it? Okay, never mind. I guess that doesn't make sense.
What are we making sure that in case people listen to this 3 years from now?
Wait, well, what if they would listen to them one after the other?
If somebody binge listens to all
people
of our
do
episodes
that.
at once?
People do that.
Really?
People binge listen. I mean, maybe not to us, but people.
Oh, they will.
They'll. Yeah, maybe.
Well, we got to give them a little teaser.
Yeah.
Which is next time.
Cher and copyright law.
There's a household item.
Frankie Muniz. Killing you. He's back.
And we'll tell you all about it. Frankie Muniz talk. There.
Yeah. All right.
I'll come back.
Okay. Bye.